Keith, and welcome back to Healthy Living. Today, we're going to be talking about an exciting topic, and I'll get to that in just a few minutes. So, you can contact me at healthyliving.company, and there you can see some of my prior shows. If you missed the live broadcast, they're usually every other Sunday at 4 p.m. You can send me a message as well. There, I have several products. I have Keith's Egg Toast, I have Keith's Gumbo. So, you can send me a message, especially for the gumbo and egg toast, because I want to make it fresh. So with the gumbo comes the rice and the hot water cornbread. Also there is my Arbonne products, which I'll go into more details of that in a few minutes. They're pure products. Also, you can also go there to, like I say, you can see some of the prior shows. You can send me messages. You can also send me messages for topics you want me to cover in the future. I do read my messages. Okay, so to contact me another way, you can also contact me here at the Next Level Studios at 310-549-1113, 310-549-1113. And the producer of the show is T Jams. That's TJAMZ. And you can reach him at tjamsmusic.com. There he has a host of songs you can write to, send it back to him, send some lyrics to him, send him messages as well on his site. Or you can contact him here also at the Next Level Studios at 310-549-1113. He also does web design. Okay, so let's get back to talking about some of the products, like the Arbonne products. They're pure beneficial, they're vegan, they're soy free. Remember, soy was a thing in the past. Some people still use soy, but you shouldn't use it because it mimics estrogen. So us women especially, we don't need any mimicking of estrogen because it increases our chances for cancer. So we don't want that. So get rid of the soy. The type of milks you should be drinking are things like goat milk, rice milk, almond milk, cashew milk. If you're transitioning from cow milk, you can get lactose free, or you can go down to 2%, 1%, and then convert over. There's no reason any longer to not eat healthy and drink healthy. Parents, there are different online stores like Amazon.com, Instacart, Walmart. I mean, you can order your stuff and it comes straight to your home. We used to have, well, we still have a lot of communities with just liquor stores or little supermarkets that don't have the healthy foods. So, parents, you can bring your kids healthy food by ordering online. So there's no excuse anymore. Whatever you bring in, your kids eat. And we have to be mindful of that because there's an epidemic of obesity, including children 5 and under. So that's a problem right there. That's parents. So we'll get into some different things about that in a few minutes. Now, the Arbonne products, we also have a 30-day and beyond plan that includes protein shakes. It comes with chocolate and vanilla. A replacement shake is like 160 calories. So if you really need to lose weight, that will absolutely help you lose the weight. Okay, so also within that, we have fiber that you can add into your shake. You should be going to the bathroom, bowel movements, at least once or 3 times a day. If you're going every 3 days, that's a problem, and you need to include fiber. Per Dr. Oz, he recommends at least twice a day. So we have a fiber within that kit, and you can throw it into your protein shake. We also have the little cup. So if you're on your way, you can have it and take it, which has the metal ball in there. You can mix it up and be out the door. Now, we also have in that kit what we call fizz sticks. Now, fizz sticks is just B vitamins. It's not like drinking all that coffee, raise you up and then jack you down later. You get headaches and dizziness, some people get, and you feel more tired than you did at first before you even start drinking it, right? So this is B vitamin. So what I usually do is top off the top of a water bottle. And they come in individual packages, so you can just drop them right on in your water. You can carry a pack with you in your purse, your wallet, whatever you're toting, fanny pack, whatever's your pleasure. And you just shake it up. It comes in citrus and it comes in pomegranate. And you just drink it. It's wonderful. This one is citrus. Like I said, it does come in pomegranate. Now, you can also build your 30-day and beyond plan the way you want now. So if you want more chocolate shakes, you can do that. Or if you want more pomegranate versus citrus. But I recommend you try both so you can see which one you like. So that'll keep you, that'll raise your energy level and sustain you throughout the day. So that's a better choice and it's a healthier choice. We also have Fitz Chews. And Fitz Chews, like another type of fiber. It's like an in-between snack as well. You start feeling hungry, you can take these. They're in chocolate, caramel, and they have lemon. I wouldn't recommend that you put it out on the table in a bowl because they look like candy. And when kids get them, they keep eating them, and if they eat too much, they can get diarrhea. But it is a good way to help your child get fiber as well. So just don't leave it out so they can just eat it at will. Also, that comes with that is Digestive Plus. You need good prebiotics to make good probiotics. And we know that we need to have a healthy gut. So if you have all this fat around your waist, you have to get rid of it. It's unhealthy. I used to have it too, and man, it does hide. I mean, all the way around from down to up. So you need to get rid of that because 80% of our immune system is within our gut. So we need to have healthy guts. Also, with that pack, we have herbal tea. It's a detox tea. It detoxes your kidney as well as your liver. Our two main detox organs, right? Those are our primary ones, so we want to keep those healthy. And it's proven research that if you have a warm drink while you're eating your meals, it helps to ease the digestion. So you have more than one reason to try the detox tea. Also, we have a 7-day cleanse that will help kickstart you on your way. You want to start getting rid of those toxins as soon as possible because we don't want the toxins to stay in our system because it causes too many disease processes. We got to get rid of them. We also have the individual packs you can take on the go with the chocolate. You have the envelopes, the chocolate and vanilla. Now, with that 30-day and beyond plan, you do get a guide to help you through your 30 days, also with meal plans that they recommend for you to eat while you're using the 30-day and beyond plan. So this is a good way to kickstart your weight loss. And, we have to stop all the excuses. We have to get going. You have to start getting healthy. Okay, so also we have, another good snack for you and your child is is the protein bars. The protein bars, and they come in chocolate and sea salt and pomegranate and actually cranberry and pomegranate seeds. So we have two different types that you can, and they're 170, so it's a better choice for your children. We also have the adult packs for the adults, women as well as men. We have children's vitamins, they're chewable. We have things for the athletes, they envelope, the pre-endure, the after work side, and the hydration packs, and they all come in individual packs. So we have stuff for everybody. We have joint supplements and calcium, everything you can think of. We have oils. Oils is becoming very, very good choice, especially for relaxation with the lavender. You also have the peppermint that helps kind of curb the appetite. You can smell it or put a small drop of water in there. It helps to curb the appetite as well. So there's a lot of good things that these oils will do for you. So please go online and just search and have fun with that. Also, it's a good idea. You know how they say you have your greens, you have to have 4 or 5 a day. Sometimes it's hard for us. So we can throw this into our protein shakes during the day. So then we got it all knocked out, right? It's another way to get all those veggies in. Now, we do have another set of fiber. It's called Food Control. It's fiber as well as Thermo Boost. Thermo Boost, I started this when I first started working on losing weight because it helps to increase your metabolism. That's what Diamond does. So if you need that kickstart, then this is what you need. Also, we have daily products for everybody. We have the FC5 line, which is for the typical person, the younger, mid-age. It's 5 fruit cells. That's what the FC5 is. It's carrots, mangoes, strawberry. It has good different vitamins and vegetables in there. Also, for our older generation, we do have the RE9 line, which is for, for wrinkles. It has sunscreen in there. So we have some for you guys too, so no worries. We got you guys. Now, also, we're not leaving out the men. Don't feel bad, man. We got you covered. So before you shave, we have the pre-balm you put on your skin because you want to keep those hairs from turning inward, which is causes the bumps on your skin. Then we have the shaving gel, and then we have the after balm to ease that redness, right, and the irritation. So these lines are very good for that. Normally the barbers, they just pat on all that alcohol on your skin and it burns like heck, right? You be like, whoa, but you try to be a man. Alcohol's not good for your skin. So you want to get some of those Arbor products. Now also, for the older gentlemen, we have the RE9 line for you as well. We also have daily soap, cologne. You know, there's a line for men too. There's a line for babies as well, skincare. There's a line for adolescents, for acne or young adults. We have those lines. We have everything imaginable you can think of. Makeup galore. We also have a sensitive line for those of you who have sensitive skin. We have a sensitive line for you too. We have CC cream. We have liquid foundation powder. We have mascara and eyeliner I wear every day. And then we have shadow and lip gloss and lipstick, and we just have everything imaginable that you may need for your daily care. We have that. Now, let's talk about food serving sizes. Now, the actual food serving sizes, half your plate should be vegetables. Half your plate, not a fourth, half your plate. The other fourth should be lean protein. You have your chicken, your turkey, you know, your you can broil your foods and bake your foods. Boil your foods, not fry your foods. You want to stay away from fried foods as much as possible because it's not healthy. Also, 1/6 of your plate should be complex carbohydrate. 1/6. 1/6. Not, that means your rice, your pasta, your bean. You know, 1/6. Not all of that stuff. Noodles. That's way too much. And then 1/12 should be the healthy fats. Your avocado, guacamole, your almond butter, your cashew butter. Those are healthy butters that you can use for your family. Now, I want to tell you something about bowls. Bowls, we think, oh, it's an all-in-one get-all, right? Oh, this is perfect. It's a whole meal. There's rice, there's vegetables, and there's turkey or chicken, or sometimes there's beef, depending on the location. But remember, 3/4 of the bowl is rice. So that's, you're only supposed to have 1/6 of rice. That's your complex carbohydrates. And then some restaurants have white rice, which is totally refined and has no nutritional value at all. You want to stay to your wheat rice, which is your brown rice. So you want to do brown noodles, brown rice, brown tortilla shells. They have that as well. Wheat bread, whole wheat batter. Now, let's take this bowl. We're going to dump it on our plate, right? So as you can see, oh boy, I'm having a hard time keeping them on the plate because it's way too much food. And it's definitely way too much food for a young kid, right? Or a teenager, because it's 3-4 levels above the plate. You want to keep all your food on the first floor. If you got it stacked up, you're not helping yourself. You're eating too much. You also want to make sure that you sit down with your kids and eat with them so that they're not eating too fast. If you're eating too fast, then slow it down, because it's proven research that if you eat too fast, you're eating 2, 3, 4 times as much food than you really need. Also, you want them to drink their fruit, not eat their fruit. I mean, eat their fruit, not drink their fruit. It's better to have like a bowl out for your kids when they come home. Let them get some apples. Green apples have the best fiber in there, so you want them to have green more than red. But if you can't get the green, then get the red. There's cucumbers. I mean, you can have cucumbers, orange, plums, carrots. Berries are great. Blueberry, raspberry, blackberry. I used to love strawberries, but strawberry is too hard to get the lectin out of it. Lectin tends to irritate the GI tract, and you tend to have toxins spill over into your blood system. So you don't want that. So it's hard to get that out of the strawberries. So that's why I stopped eating strawberries. Now, for its pinto beans, for you guys who like to cook beans, if you cook it, before you put it in a crock pot, you want to at least pot boil it for at least 10 minutes. Why? To get the lectin out. It's the same thing. And so you want to do it 10 minutes, and then you can put it in your crock pot. The same thing for corn on the cob. That lectin is in there. It's hard to get it out. So you want to make sure that you pot boil everything for 10 minutes, and then you can put it in your steamer or your crock pot. Now, as far as the berries, the best thing to do is when you buy them, wash them, freeze them, so then you can take them out and use them when you need them. Now, for your protein shakes, it's good to blend them, pour them in the ice cubes, and then you can pop them into your shakes every day. It's very convenient that way, and it's great when it starts diffusing in there. Then you can add vegetables to your smoothies as well. You can put avocado in there, cucumber, carrots, kale. You can mix it up, change it up. Bananas, change it up to give a different taste. You have a lot of options, so you can do that. If you're having like some slight swelling problems, you can use the water fruits like the cantaloupes, the watermelons, the honeydew. That helps with the fluid. But if you're noticing that you're having ongoing fluid, especially around your lower leg and your ankles, you need to talk to your consult with your physician to help determine what's going on with your swelling. Okay, so now we're going to go into, before we go into that, I also wanted to remind you that we do have the shea butter line as well with Arbonne. Shea butter is great. I love the gel. I love the lotion. I use it every single day. I love that line. We also have shea butter chapstick as well. So there's everything you could possibly imagine that you need for your daily care. Arbonne has that online. So you can go to my website at healthyliving.company and click on Arbonne, and it'll take you straight to my website. So then you can go shopping. And remember, the other thing about that is most products, I want you to start reading your labels, because if they have, most of them have crude oil byproducts in there. Petroleum byproducts, petroleum, Vaseline, mineral oil, all of that comes from crude oil. Yes, that's crude oil that goes into our car. You putting that on your skin, and that's what makes that volume, is all that extra crude oil. So you're not really paying for a whole lot of product. You're paying for a lot of that extra crude oil. So that basically is like liquid saran wrap. It covers your pores, and you want your pores to be able to breathe. So you want to make sure that, read your labels. I will start shopping on Arbonne, and then remember, don't let those small bottles fool you, because they're pure and beneficial. So you only need a little bit instead of using a whole gobble of those in those big bottles. That's why you have to use so much, because there's not much product in there that's beneficial to you. So you want to start checking those things for your family. Now, let's get into our topic. Our topic for the day, like I've been sharing with you guys, my plight with the county with racial discrimination and nepotism. You can watch my prior shows. I did those on racism. I also did it on nepotism. So you can watch those shows anytime if you want to go back and review those shows. This one I'm going to talk about discrimination. There's many, many different types of discrimination. So this will be part one, and we'll continue as we go, because there's a lot on discrimination. Okay, so now the information was retrieved from the EEOC, which is the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. And so what I got this information from, it was called, the article was called Releases for the Most Common Employee Cases, filed by the state and the U.S. National Library of Medicine. Also used it for the May 2014 article journal. Now, California has the highest number of EEOC complaints filed, the largest number. Arizona second. Now, complaints filed in 2017, there was 5,423. In Arizona, they had 1,988. That's a lot of complaints. So it's just to let you know that racism and discrimination is still continuing. It's still continuing. What's that? Okay. All right. So now, retaliation is the most common type of complaints that's based, because they retaliate against you, meaning they take actions against you because of something that you brought to their attention, right? Now, both California and Arizona filed 2,752, which was 50.7% of all charges filed. Now, Arizona filed, actually California filed 50.7. Arizona filed 959 retaliation complaints, which wind up being 48.2% of all their charges filed. But the majority of the retaliations were 2,051 in California and 680. 680. Hold on. Hold on just a second.
Now it's working.
Now it's working. Okay. All right, there was
It's not working. Just get over here like I asked you the first time. You're doing all that stalling.
Hold on for a minute.
Okay, test it.
Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Get the other mic in. It's not working. Got it.
Hi, testing, testing.
Test the mic.
Testing. Works really well. Testing, testing.
Let me put it on.
Hi, testing. That's a short.
Sure.
Okay.
See if it's working.
Testing, testing.
It's not working.
not working.
Just get this mic like that.
Okay. Alrighty, so we're going to get back to the show now. Sorry about that, technical difficulties. Alrighty, so getting back to the different complaints filed, California has the largest number of complaints, and Arizona is second with the retaliation. Most of the retaliations are commonly based on we got the data from the 2017 statistics from both California and Arizona. And as I said, in California it's 50.7%, Arizona has 48.2%. Now, the majority of the charges filed was 2,051 in California and 680 in Arizona. They were based on Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, which means that they were based on some type of discrimination, such as age, disability, national origin. There's other discrimination charges include race, age, disability, gender, genetics, and information, and genetic information as well as pregnancy. Now in California, their largest number of complaints is based on race. There were filed 1,811 cases just on race. The second largest complaints was based on sex. Sex and gender, you'll find out later, they kind of supersede, they kind of like the similar type of thing. So when you say sex, then you're talking about gender as well. It's the second most common with 1,500 charges. Now, national origin is the third largest with 786 different charges filed, right? Religion is the fourth with 270 charges. And this is all in California. Now, if we go to Arizona, their highest charge was 656. And theirs is for sexual discrimination. And then the second one is for race, which is 437. The third national origin meaning if you come from Africa or if you come from the Philippines, that's what national origin means. 264. Religion was 94, and just color miscellaneous was 55. Now, these numbers show you that the workplace discrimination and retaliation is based on discrimination conduct that has continued for and continues to be a major problem in California and Arizona. This is not a problem that goes away. It's still here. Okay, so it's best to get a seasoned employment discrimination attorney that can help level your playing field so they can fight for you and fight for your civil rights. Now, I suggest that you start keeping track, write things down, send emails, keep your timeline running so when it's time to talk to an attorney, you have your timeline, keep your documents so you'll be ready. Now, once you have all your documents, then when you send it to your attorney or to meet with your attorney, They will let you know if you have a viable case. So it's very important to keep track. Sometimes it takes time to build your case. But if the manager is definitely racist, or there's racism going on, as well as nepotism, which I did a show on that, that's hiring friends and family instead of hiring the person who has the best merit for the position. Workplace discrimination refers to actions of institution or individuals within them setting unfair terms and conditions that systematically impairs the ability of members of a group to one group versus another group, often motivated by beliefs of inferiority or disadvantages of groups that are outside of their group. Racism or discrimination based on race, they use that to justify their mistreatment. They won't tell you that, but you can see that because you'll find out when you go to the meeting who's all in your meeting. Do you see, like what's going on with our group? You have more supervisors and managers that are more Asian origin as well as Hispanic origin. So just start looking around in your meetings and see who's in your meeting. It should be very diverse because they're not the only ones, right? And a lot of times they're friends and family and they're not even experienced. They pull these people from the outside into your department that has no knowledge of your department. Now, it's particularly related to, it could be related to race, ethnic groups, due to beliefs of their genetic or cultural inferiority. Also carries a history of these social impairments, right, of power. Once these groups group together, they feel like they're untouchable, and it's been going on for decades, and that's why this is a problem, and that's why it's out of control. Racial discrimination, per Wikipedia, means discrimination against an individual on the basis of their skin color, racial or ethnic origin. Some actions include, these are ways you can know if you're being discriminated: refusing to do businesses with other ethnic groups, socialization, or to share resources with people of certain groups. It is prejudice, treatment, or consideration of or making distinctions towards a person based on the group, class, or categories to which the person is perceived to belong. You can be discriminated against if they perceive you belong to a certain group. Not because you are, sometimes it's just because you perceive to be. Because there's a lot of intermixing, so sometimes it's hard to determine. The group includes age, its color, its criminal record, height. You believe people will discriminate because of height? That's ridiculous. Disability, ethnicity, family status, gender identity. That's another huge problem with the LGBTQ. Characteristics, also marital status. Some cultures, because if the man in power believes you should be married and should be heterosexual, then there's going to be a problem, right? So sex, sexuality, sexual orientation, and social class. Discrimination consists of treatment of an individual or groups based on their actual or perceived membership in a certain group or social category. So you have these people in power that are already ignorant, and then they're entitled on top of that, so then they can pick and choose who they want to deal with, which is very unfair. Now, they're also restricted members of other groups from the opportunity or privileges that are available to another group, leading to exclusion of individuals or other entities based on illegal or irrational decision making of these people in power, right? So you have these people in power that pick and choose families and friends, and it's only because they're friends and family. They're not knowledgeable, they're not educated. Most of the time, they don't even have basic management skills. And they walk over the ones who within the department that should be promoted, that has years and years of knowledge, but they don't like you because you're in a particular group. With me, because I'm black. Governments can discriminate in a de facto fashion or explicitly in the law, like we have now, through the police of racial segregation, disparity enforcement of the law, disproportionate allocation of resources. We see that all the time, like Black Lives Matter. They're killing all our young teenagers, right? All our young men. It don't matter. They're just shooting. They're running away, but they're a threat, and they just kill them. And they're getting away with this. So we have to keep fighting that fight as well, you guys. So don't give that up. Now, sexual, gender, and discrimination. Like I said earlier, sex, they're kind of used intertwined. These terms are often utilized interchangeable and are basically the same thing if you are speaking in terms of federal civil rights and law and anti-discrimination law. Sex and sexual discrimination is not the same term when you look at it, when you start dividing it up. You think of sex as implying gender, a sexually as relating to a sexually oriented activity. That's how you can determine sex. Now, gender discrimination, sometimes referred to as sex-based discrimination or sexual discrimination, is the unequal treatment of someone based on their person's sex. It is addressed by federal law under the Civil Rights Act of 1991, Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. See, these been laws that's been going on a long time, but it's still a problem, right? And then also Equal Pay Act of the 1963. These are all violations, because they didn't want to pay women the same salary and they doing the same work as men. So that's why that law came out. It is illegal in the workplace when it affects the terms of the conditions of a person's employment. Now, sexual harassment falls under the umbrella of gender discrimination as well, according to the company's policy. Every company tends to tweak their own policies in different ways, also from state to state. So you got to know what your policy says. A woman may be entitled to the same perks, advantages, pay, and other benefits as her male counterpart, but behaviors towards hypocritical in the workplace matters being unattended and usually related to terms of gender. Now, this kicked off the hashtag Me Too, right? When, see, Ashley Judge started that in 2017 when Harvey Weinstein was sexually harassing a lot of women and forcing them to do things because he had power and he could control their career. So I'm glad that part came out, because nobody should have that much power over anybody or anybody's body especially. Now, this is not just for women. Men are harassed sexually as well. The women harassment, they still harass the men because they're their boss, right? So you have female in upper chains of power that are harassing males that are underneath them for sexual favors. They also harass, they target bisexual and the LGBTQ as well. Now, national origin discrimination. I mentioned that earlier. These are the common types of discrimination. Okay, per the U.S. EEOC, involves treating people or applicants of employees unfavorably because they are from a particular country or particular parts of the world, because of their ethnicity, their accent, or because they appear to be a certain ethnic background, even if they are not. So sometimes you can kind of mix up the accents. I'm still having problems. Some people come from English and they sound a little African or a little Jamaican. So I have a hard time with that as well. But that doesn't mean you should discriminate against them. That's illegal. You can't do that because someone sounds a little different than you. You shouldn't discriminate. So that you can't treat people unfavorably because of that. Now, you can't also treat them unfavorably if they are married to someone of that national origin as well. If they associate with that person of a certain national origin as well, work discrimination will occur. You can't discriminate. That's the bottom line. You can't discriminate. When it comes to any aspect of employment, including hiring, firing, pay, job assignments, promotions, layoff, even training, sometimes they pick and choose because a lot of times certain training has to be done in order to be promoted. So they'll keep the other ones that they don't want, and they won't train them. Fringe benefits sometimes are different, and any other term of condition of employment. So it's just like Trump did. He's holding the money from Ukraine, trying to force them to check on Biden. You can't do that. That's just abuse of power. So when you're in employment, you can't do that to your employees. You got to treat everybody the same. Now, samples of behaviors of national origin: offensive or derogatory remarks about a person's national origin, accent, ethnicity. It becomes illegal when it is so frequently or severe that it creates a hostile or offensive work environment, or when it is results in an adverse employment decision, such as victim being fired or demoted. Now we know this happened. Everybody works in a place where you can scratch your head and say, "Oh my God, this does happen." It happens. I don't care where you work, it happens. Discrimination based on religion is the fourth most common one, and especially sensitive time for Muslim, Arabs, Afghans, Middle Eastern or South Asians like um, uh, Pakistani, Indians, etc. Any physical, cultural traits, clothing like they wear the hijab, linguistic characteristics, accents. This you can't do. We're all different. That's why God made us. We're all different. Now, some of the consequences from all of these extreme discrimination, it causes extreme poor morale. It causes mass exit from the departments. It very poor morale. The promotions are denied. So people who feel like they do have merit, they want those positions, but they're not given to those positions because the people in the power, there's a majority of them who have the same national origin, and their friends and family, and they're incompetent. So what happens is the department is not, it will not run efficiently because they don't know the department. So the ones who are working there that are below them are extremely frustrated because when you bring different problems to management's attention, they don't understand because they don't have the knowledge, nor do they want to take time to learn what's going on. So that's when nepotism come along. So then you have an impact of generations and generations of people who've been stepped on and not allowed to promote. That's causing the whole family financial delay because of these different racial discriminations, because it's only certain groups that get to be promoted. So a lot of times the other groups have to work 3 or 4 times as hard, and sometimes you still don't get the promotion. No matter what, being denied this right is an advantage of it's income. You lose the income, you lose generations for your family, as I stated. Especially when you work hard and you deserve it, you should be rewarded. It should not be based on friends and family of a certain origin. And especially ironic when we were born here and we're not allowed to be promoted. Um, Acts of discrimination, a lot of times with my department, a lot of nurses have left. At least more than 50 nurses since December 2016. That's a lot of nurses. And they really don't even care that it costs about, tax the job about 80,000 every time they have to reorient and retrain a nurse. You're losing money and they're allowing these managers to keep doing this. I don't understand why this is not a problem and they don't see that as a problem. What happens is everybody has a limit. So when they get frustrated, they exit the department early. They may go into retirement early than they wanted to go into retirement because they just simply cannot deal with the stress. So then it appears like you're going more towards age discrimination as well. But we'll talk about that on the next show. But everything about this is inappropriate, They try to bully you, to try to make you quit or make you leave because they won't change their policy. So then they start doing all these attacks against you, even though there's nothing wrong with your work. You could be the best employee. You don't have sick time, which I do not have sick time. I don't take off. I'm always at work. I do very good performance evals. I do all my work very well. And yet, because I speak up, because you're doing nepotism and racism, I'm watching my peers being denied promotions, and they really deserve it because some have been in the department since it started, like 18 years. Why would that person not be chosen? And they have master's degrees too as well. So it's not like they're not trained. They are trained. They're skilled. And some of them has masters where some of the upper chain do not have masters because it's friends and family. So when you watch this happening over and over and over again, it gets very frustrating. So start keeping track of what's going on in your department. Send emails to help keep a written record. And just be mindful. Don't be afraid. Stand up and fight for your rights. These are laws, state and federal laws that they're breaking when they discriminate against you. Okay, so we'll be back in a few minutes and we'll start doing the easy motion exercises. Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes.
Put your password in here. I need to be someone out there who will be here.
Wait, is that which password is it?
Gmail.
K Keita $3. The mic need a battery?
No, I don't want to go through that.
It's just hard to
Well, you had it all wrong. I should stop putting it out. It was all torqued in and slammed.
Okay, so do you want to try again?
No, I don't. It's not stuck. I asked you not to put it on. That's why I asked you to give it to me to put on. You already had it wrong. And it was twisted up under your clothes. That's just delicate. Put it on. See if it works. No, when you are something else, you know, that's fucked up what you're doing.
Well, why can't you put it on?
When I put it on, I never after that.
How can I fuck up a mic?
Slammed up in between your ass and shit.
Oh. Did you say fat ass?
I slammed you up your shit, your body all crushing the damn mic, Marquita. That's why I asked you not to do it. You don't follow directions real well.
Last few times you told me to put it
I didn't ask you to do anything. I said, give me the mic. Every time I ask you to give it
Is
to
the
me.
blanket right? Is the blanket
I'm
right?
doing something else right now. Yeah, it looks alright. I'm ready whenever you're ready.
Blanket's right?
Yeah.
Alright, let me go pieces. I don't have them. what you were saying.
No,
I thought you
I'm
was telling me to
go,
come.
no, go over there and sit down, please.
You ready?
Yeah. Hi everyone and welcome back. So we're gonna do some easy motion exercises. So the exercises I'm gonna show you is that you can do while you're lying, sitting, or standing. Into the camera. Okay, so anyway, you can do this while you're sitting on the couch, or laying on the couch, or in your bed. You can do these exercises. So the most important thing is to make sure that you hold your tummy in and you get started, right? So you can start from here and you can go up and go down, hold your tummy in, and then you can slide down a little bit more when you get more advanced and do the same thing, hold your tummy in, right? And then when you get further advanced, you can go even further, you can lay down, right? Hold your tummy in and come up, because you want to concentrate on getting your core better. Now, there's some more exercises we can do. Go back to the floor now. Okay, so you know, now this could be on the floor or while you're in your bed. You can be on your knees, and you can do lift up. You can have your palms face down. You can lift up for 3 sets of 10s, or you can hold it for 30. This is another way you can do isometrics. Hold your abs in, right? Now, another thing you can do while you're here, you can open your knees, and this will be good for that inner fat, right in the thigh. So you just open and close, and this is good for that. Now, another thing you can do is, with your laces in this position, that's also good for your back. So you can take one leg and move it to the side. You can take one leg and you can go to the side. Don't turn with it. Just move your leg. And wherever you can go, that's where you go until eventually you can get down lower, right? You can either hold it for a count of 30, or you can do 3 sets of 10s. And you do the same thing for the other side. You start low, and then you can go lower once you get used to doing it. This is good for your back. It's also good for your abs. So again, it's 3 sets of 10s or count to 30. Now, when you get really good, you can try doing 2 legs. Whether it's a little bit, or then you go down to a little bit more until you can go all the way. So you got to start where you can go, because as you can see, this works this side of your abs, which is the love handles. So you want to get rid of those too. So again, it's 3 sets of 10s with these, and you want to make sure you go to both sides. Now, if you're having a hard time going from side to side, you could do one side at a time. It's up to you, whichever feels good for you. But this is a good warm down as well at the end to hold it, to stretch out your back as well as your thigh muscles. Now, there's other ones we can do. You can get these resistant bands, and you can put it around your knee. put it just above your knee. So the most important part about this exercise is you want to make sure that you roll your hips over so it's this way. So then what you're going to do is you're going to lift your knee up, one knee up. You can do 3 sets of 10s, right? Make sure this hip is rolled over, right? And then you can also stretch out your leg, and you can hold it for 30, or you can do 3 sets of 10s going up and down. So whatever's easiest for you. If you can't do 3 sets of 10, then you can do 3 sets of 5. Make sure your hip is over. So use your hand this way as a guide to make sure your hip is rolled over. And then you can go to the back and do the same thing. You can do 3 sets of 10. And remember, you got to do these exercises on both sides, not just one side, both sides of your body. Now, if you have a hard time moving your leg up, because this is another exercise, you can use the stretch bands, the resistive bands, to help pull them up until you get used to it. Now, if you don't have any problems lifting your leg up, you can do it without your resistive band. You can do one at a time, right? And then you can do both at a time. Remember, you gotta pull your ab in. This is a great exercise to do. Make sure you try to keep your back pushed to the floor as you hold it in your abs. Now, another thing you can do, you can open your legs. Remember, this is another one for this inner thigh fat. So you can open and close just like you did with the knees, right? You gotta get rid of this inner fat right here. I mean, it rubs when you walk, right? So if your legs are rubbing, then you gotta work on these exercises. Now, another thing you can do is you can lift your leg. You can lift one at a time, hold your ab in, and then when you get good, you can lift both off the floor, hold your ab in, right? You can put your hand there to remind you, and then you can also open and close. You can then lift up off the floor, hold your ab in. Then when you get good, you can lift higher, right? Now, another thing you can do, like I said, you can lift, and when you get good, you can go, I'm going to show you to go low, and then middle, then high, okay? So, now, you have to start doing it when you can do it. So you have to start off slow. You're not going to be able to do it all at one time. Now, another exercise you can do is you can bend your knees and you can lift them, right? And the slower you let them down while you're holding your abs and more control, the greater resistance. So if you're not able to do that at first, then you go a little faster. But then when you get good at it, hold your abs in, keep your back on the ground. Then you want to go slow, right? Okay. Now, there's another one you can do while you're laying on your tummy. This is good for your back, lower back, your buttocks, and your back of your thighs. You know how we get those cradles back here, right? So you raise them up. You start where you can start if it's low, like if your knees are bothering you. Sometimes I can't go too high. I have to go where my knees don't crank. So if that's where it is, that's where it is then. If not, you can go higher and higher. It just depends on where you are and what your physical limitations are. Okay? Alright. Make sure when you change position, you do it slowly. It cuts down the possibility of you getting spasms. Now let's do some exercises that we're going to do while we're standing. So, One thing I like to do in the mornings when I'm brushing my teeth is to just work my calves. So while you're brushing your teeth, you can get up on your toes, right? So you go up and down and brushing your teeth. It depends on how fast you go. You can get anywhere from 80 to 100 done. So it just depends on where you are. But that's good for your calf and the swelling in your feet and your ankles. So that one you can do. Now, another thing I want you to do is practice holding yourself up because you want to strengthen your core. So I would advise you to have like either your bed or a chair that's sturdy. So in case you can't hold yourself up, you have something you can hold on to. So at first I couldn't do it either. So you want to hold yourself up. This strengthens your core, your buttocks, and your thighs. So you want to do that for about 30 seconds, right? And if you can't, you got to hold on, don't feel bad. Just try it. And then you do the same for the other leg. And then you hold yourself up. So this strengthens your core. So this you can practice every day, whenever. You know, you can hold your ab in. If you can't, hold yourself up. But believe me, you'll get stronger and stronger and stronger, and you'll be able to do that. Okay, so try that. Now, another thing while you're standing is side leg rest, right? So remember, always you want to hold your ab in, right? So you hold your ab in regardless of what you do, whether it's whichever position you're in. You can't go too high, then eventually you'll go higher, right? When you get a little stronger. You want to make sure that you're not twisting. You want your leg to do the work and your ab and your buttocks to control your body. Not you twisting to do it, okay? Because we're trying to develop the core. Now, when you bend over, make sure you move slowly. So we're going to do some little running in place. You can always add weight, 2-pound weights. If you don't have weights, you can use your water bottle. So I'm going to demonstrate that.
Move the chair until you get ready. Move. No, stop. From now on, before you exit, move the chairs out the way. That thing needs to be out of the way. All the way over. All the way over. Move it. Move the stuff out the way so you can be in the right angle. You're trying to be too close.
Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do it with water bottles. You can do it with canned vegetables or fruits. You start low and then you move to high.
Go back as far as you can. That's what you move that. Okay. Proper direction.
So remember, it's not about so much how fast you do things. It's about doing the work. So another thing that we can do while we're standing is what I call standing kind of like squats, right? Or standing sit-ups. But make sure if you have a back problem, you have a broad space, and then you want to go down slowly. So if you can't go to the floor, you go to your knees, you go to your calves, then you go to your ankles, and then you can go to the top of your feet, and then you can go to the floor. And this is also a good warm down. When you're at the end of your exercises, you can hold yourself here for 30 seconds. Make sure your knees are slightly bent. Now remember, if you do have back problems, you have to move very slowly. Now the other thing you can do is you can go from side to side and also in the middle, so you can mix it up to get those love handles, right? So the most important thing is that you're not twisting. So I'm going to demonstrate that so that you're not twisting. That's the most important thing. You're reaching, okay? Now remember, everything is very slow. If you have back problems already, you have to move slowly to prevent back spasm. So once those spasms happen, you're kind of done. Now another thing you can do is, I call them like sitting squats. You can start by standing, but you know, when you're at work and you're taking a break or you need to get up and stretch your legs, make sure that you have a steady chair and it's not going anywhere, and then you're just going to sit down slowly, and then you're going to get back up. So those are like sitting, standing, sitting squats, right? Because you're going from standing to sitting. Okay, so now we're going to do some more exercises we can do while we're sitting. So we're going to kind of do the same thing. This is a little easier on your back if you have back problems because you're sitting, so you don't have to reach as far. So you want to open your legs again and go to the middle and then go to the side. Now with these, you can always add some weight. You know, like I say, either 2 pounds, or you can use your water bottle, and you can do the same routine, so it'll add to it. And remember, it's important not to twist, but to reach. Okay, if you can't reach that far, then go where you can go. Okay? Also, the same thing, same premise when you're sitting. You know, you want to get that inner thigh meat, keep it from rubbing. So you want to open again, and then you want to open and close. Remember, these are 3 sets of 10s. Or, you know, if you want to go more, you can go more. When you first do them, though, you want to make sure you don't do too many repetitions, because when you first start exercising, you're going to feel it. It may not feel like it when you first start, but you'll feel it the next day. So then you have to wait a day or two and get back into exercising. It just means you're not used to moving. Now, you can also do the toe marches, and you can do the weights with the arm, and you can do it at the same time. I want you to work both arms while you're working your legs. So what you're doing is I call this marching in the chair. You're sitting, right? So you're lifting up on your toes, and you're moving your toes up, so your thighs are moving as well. So you have the water bottles going with you, right? Now another thing you can do is you can lift your legs up, and you can do scissors as well. You know, when you do your scissors, you can always work your arms. Remember, you gotta hold your abs in because you want to keep them engaged. And another thing you want to do is you can lift, right? When your arms and your legs lift, your arms are going with you, right? So using your weight, using your water bottle, using your can of fruit, the vegetables, right? So you're doing that. If you can't go high, you go low. Most important thing is that you're moving. So you gotta get moving. Then when you get more advanced, then you can lift both your feet, right? You can lift your feet wherever you can go, and you can start running your feet up and moving your arms at the same time. So I'm teaching you a lot of different exercises so you'll have some variety, right? Now another thing you can do is you can always lift, straighten, bend, and down. Lift, straighten, bend, and down. Lift, straighten, bend, and down. So there's a lot of different exercises you can do. The most important thing is to get them moving. Now I'm going to show you something to do for your arms with the resistive band, and it's tied in the middle. So you're going to have one hand on your knee, and the other one is going to work. You're going to be doing some curls.
Back up as far as you can. Back up as far as you can.
all the way.
You can also stretch your arms apart and do those exercises, so you're opening and closing. What's important is you control the closure, because that's going to make your muscles a little firmer. So you want to do it slowly and not just fast. So I'm going to show you how to do it fast that I don't want you to do, then I'm going to show you how to do it slow that I want you to do.
Yeah. Slowly's better, right? More control.
Now for your arms, like the back part of your arms, you can get the weights and you can do small curls. But if you have shoulder problems, you don't want to go all the way up because of your shoulder restrictions.
So now that I have this, you can just move your arms upward, but don't have your shoulders up too high, but that works the back of your arms too. Okay?
Now another thing that I have that we can do, I have my little peddler. Now this little thing doesn't cost that much. I get shipping and handling, I think it was like $45, but it has a little speedometer on there so it counts how many steps or actually miles that you pedal. It has a little resistive bar so you can adjust the retention. If you have knee problems, you can always push the peddler out a little further to make it a little easier on your knees. And then you just start pedaling. Now, another thing you can do while you're pedaling is you can also have your arms going too. So you can be pedaling and you can be moving your arms. Like when you're watching Power, it's crazy, right? Everybody's dying. What is that about? Or if Greenleaf, or if it's the Flash or some kind of super character, whatever your show is, you can watch it, and by the time you get to 3-4 commercials, depending on the show, you already done more than 30 minutes. So there's no reason why you can't exercise. So what I wanted to remind you about is it's very important about racial discrimination, sex, national origin, and religion. Now, it's so many different categories. So I'm going to do the other part of those categories next week. So the most important thing is to keep track of the different incidents that occur, keep all written documents, send emails so you can kind of start tracking what your manager's responses are and what they do. Keep all written documents that they give you, because you need to have a timeline when you finally do get an attorney. Because it is just it's costing the facilities hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they don't really care because the managers that are in power are friends and family, which is also nepotism. So I want you to stand up and fight for your rights and get your attorney and fight. The more people fight, the better it'll be. Don't give up, don't quit, don't transfer, don't leave. Just fight, because they can't fire you if you're right. So, and if they do, that's even a bigger lawsuit. So I just want you to know to fight. So my third level grievance will be this Friday. So I'm going to continue to fight. So now, if you want to get in touch with me, remember, you go to healthyliving.company, and there's my website for Kita's Egg Toast or Gumbo. You'd have to send me messages so I can prepare that for you. Or if not, you can reach me here at the Next Level Studios at 310-549-1113, 310-549-1113. You can also go there to my website. There's Arbonne Products, the one with the 30-day and beyond. You also have an opportunity to be a consultant, which is $29 per year. You get 35% off all your orders. Or you can be a preferred client for $20 and get 20% off. You can also, that's another way you can make money. Remember, they're pure and they're beneficial products. The producer of the show is T-Jams, that's T-J-A-M-Z, and you can reach him at tjamsmusic.com. There he has music, you can write lyrics and send it back to him. You can send him messages as well. He also does web design there. You can also reach him here at the Next Level Studios at 310-549-1113. And if there's a topic you guys want me to discuss, send me a message. But I do want to finish part 2 on discrimination because this is the fight that I'm going through. So you guys stay healthy, eat healthy, exercise, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Alrighty, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Tell your friends they can watch the show anytime. It'll be on the website. Okay, so encourage people to watch so they can get the strength to keep fighting. Because, you know, that's all part of healthy living as well. So, the mind is the transmission to our body functions. So, we have to keep the mind healthy as well. So, I see you guys in a couple of weeks. Okay. Bye-bye.